All righty. It is September 9th, 2025, and this is a meeting for the Copper Canyons Endurance Runs, which is an event that's being hosted by Michael and Kimberly Miller. They're here on this call. This is going to be happening October 20th through the 27th, 2025, in the state of Chihuahua, Mexico, deep in the heart of the Sierra Tarahumara. And the people that are on this call, I think that most of you have registered to go with us. Maybe some of you have not yet. That's totally cool. We want everybody to be here, everyone to be comfortable, and we're going to introduce each other and we're going to answer questions and we're going to get this thing going. I think it's appropriate that we start with Michael and Kimberly Miller. I see them here. Michael, Kimberly, where are you, first of all, and introduce yourselves.
We are in the Ciudad de Mexico. We are in Mexico City. We've been hanging out for a few months, and in less than 2 weeks, we are headed to the Sierra Tarahumara, where we spend now 3 months, 3 to 4 or 5, three months. If Shanaway would be more, but we spend 3 months a year down in the Sierra, and we're super excited. It every one of these adventures, Lewis is going to talk about it. Every one of these ventures, we all become forever friends and family, and we have these moments that are going to be special. And it's a privilege to be part of this. It's a big deal. So we're happy. All's good. It's a beautiful day in Mexico City, and we are excited to meet you guys.
Well, Michael, Kimberly, talk even a little bit more about your involvement in this project and the other things that happened there. Like, why are you there? How long have you been there, and what do you do there?
You want to share some?
You go ahead. Sorry.
We wandered down about 15 years ago or so now, and to the Sierra, and we've been back every year since. And it's part of our life. We have, I think, hundreds. I think it's almost fair to say now, hundreds of friends down there. I think you all know, or a lot of folks, if you didn't, our friend Micah True, Caballo Blanco, he passed away on a run in 2012, and uh, after that, we were part of the nonprofit they had started along with Lewis, and we weren't necessarily the I think the best folks, maybe is the way to say it, that to kind of take over some of the responsibilities that Micah had. Lewis had a connection earlier and stronger, and he had been race directing, and I think Nick and Jamil with the Aravipa had been going down. But we had time and we had a passion, and it was special for us. There was something when we first went there, and every time we've been there since. I use this line, and I use it because it's real. A lot of special places on the planet. There's something extra special in the Sierra Tarahumara,
Mm.
and some of it is it, it's because there's a connection between the people and the lands that it exists in a lot of indigenous cultures and not as, but there's something extra special in the Sierra. There's something there. You feel it. There's an energy. It's real, and it's brought about these moments that will last forever. So it became part of our heart, and we continued, and there's now a nonprofit that we founded to continue to carry on the messages that Micah started, true messages. And that's really the reason this event came about. What was important for Micah was to create opportunities. And you're going to hear Lewis talk about this, and I'm not, he does it way better than me. But that became part of our heart as well. Continue to create opportunities, participate in the circle of Corima. And so we started True Messages, and we looked for ways to support true messages so that we could do the projects that we're doing. And we thought additional runs is a great way to do that. You're going to bring good humans down. They get a chance to experience the wisdoms of the Sierra Tarahumara and take that out into the world as well. And it's however many years later it's been, and it just continues, and it's awesome.
Well, Michael, thank you. Kimberly, thank you for coordinating this and hosting this. Uh, every time I go there, and I've been fortunate to go there several times. Every time I go there, something magical happens. The first and most obvious thing is coming together with a group of people. Right now, all of us on this screen, we don't know each other. We're coming together maybe as friends. I'm telling you, when we depart the state of Chihuahua, we're going to leave as family. This is something it's way more than running. This running is the background of what we're doing, but it has much more to do. It's not just running, and you're going to hear Michael and Kimberly and I maybe going off in some esoteric woo woo stuff. Yeah, deal with it. That's what's going to happen. In the group chat, I'm going to put in there right now a link to the WhatsApp group. I think most of you are already in that group, but if you're not, click on that link, join that. Even if you're not registered for the event yet, totally cool. Join the WhatsApp group. We're going to be using this as our main source of communication before, during, and after the trip. We've done this many times. We have many of these WhatsApp groups, and Kimberly, Michael, and we're constantly interacting with people from previous trips. We have become more than friends. We have become family. So anyway, that's a good starting point right there. Those of you that are just joining us, this is a meeting for the Copper Canyons Endurance Run event that Michael and Kimberly are hosting October 20th through the 27th, 2025 in Chihuahua, Mexico. My name is Luis Escobar. Um, my connection to this is think of me as your cruise director. I'm just going to help you navigate this whole process. This meeting tonight, we're just going to get to know each other. The next time we meet, we'll go over very detailed um, travel plans and concepts. And I will share a document with you just a step by step. When you get out of the airplane in Chihuahua, Mexico, what do you do next? When you walk out the doors into the lobby, what do you do? When you get into a taxi, what do you do? I'm going to give you step by step by step to get you down there safely. Feel free to contact me anytime. I think you all know how to get a hold of me. I'm passionate about this. As Michael said, I was fortunate, blessed actually, to be invited to go to the Copper Canyons in 2005. And in 2006, it became a reality. I went there not knowing anything. I met Micah True. That trip, myself and the six other American distance runners, we went down there together as a group, and that trip inspired Christopher's book, Born to Run. If you're interested in that book, dude, you are in the exact right place. We're gonna go on the exact same steps that we took to get down in to Urique and to Saracawi in 2006. So we're gonna stop. If you want to hear stories about the book Born to Run and all that, you're in the right place. Let's get going here. Harold, unmute yourself and introduce yourself. What's your name? Where are you from? What's your story? And what do you want out of this thing?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name's Harold Pacheco. I'm from Greeley, Colorado. I've never been out of the country, so Mexico is my first destination. Uh, I'll be joining you all with my best friend Adrian. He's on the chat. He's the one who invited me. Um, I started running maybe 3 years ago. Slowly progressed from 5Ks all the way to marathon so far. So I don't know about ultra marathons quite yet, but have a few marathons under my belt. I want to get to know the Raramuri, the Tarahumara people. Um, I'm part Mexican, um, part a lot of other Latin countries as well. So I want to get to know these people, uh, enjoy the scenery, enjoy good company, run. Um, and yeah, that's kind of what I want to get out of this.
Harold, what are you prepared to do to make all those things happen?
Oh, well, push myself. Um, you know, kind of interesting times that we're living. I have birthright citizenship as an American. My parents were born in this country. So some nerves of revolving around that, going into Mexico and then, potentially coming back. What implications might there be at that time? We're a month out. I don't think anything crazy is going to happen, but I'm prepared to live there if necessary.
Hmm.
uh, so yeah, I'm just get out of my comfort zone, um, push myself. I've always been interested in running and in endurance. Um, the ultra marathon, I don't know. I've thought about it and it's intrigued me. Um, Again, I've never done an ultra marathon, so don't know if I'm quite there yet.
Uh, Before we move on to Mark and Drew, um, Michael, Kimberly, let's talk a little bit about the running. And I've said this already a couple times. This is a running based adventure, but it's not about running. And it is very much about running. We're
Yeah.
going to participate in a trail run, and there's three distances. There's a half marathon, just 26 miles, and a 60K. So there's these three different distances. What's interesting and unique about these events that we're going to do is that it's not something that Michael and Kimberly and I created, right? This is not a race that we founded. This is an existing event. This race is owned and operated by the local community. So this is a really rare opportunity for you, for us to go and be in a real race that's owned and produced by the local community. Is all that correct, Michael?
Well, yeah, it was going on. It was going on. It kind of went away. We we took over a lot of we took over the way to make sure it continued type of thing. So that continues. But yes, it is very. It's the community is participates in it. They're part of it. The aid stations are all local volunteers. Everything about this, and it's part of the festival and part of this community. Absolutely.
Part of your registration fees that you've paid to this goes directly to the event. At some point, you're going to see Michael and Kimberly handing envelopes to some of the participants, the locals, the indigenous folks, and in those envelopes is cash, and that's your cash. So you are um, having this incredible experience, and you are also supporting the local people, and you're also helping to preserve the running culture there in the Copper Canyons. And that was the mission of Micah True, El Caballo Blanco. Uh, okay. Harold, thank you. Welcome. You're going to like this. Mark and Drew. Let's hear it. Mark Winnicky, will you introduce yourself? Where are you from? Where are you right now? And why do you want to do this?
Thanks, Lewis. Mark Winnicky. I live in Oakview, California, which is near Ojai, Santa Barbara area. Uh, I really am stoked to be going. I've heard about Tarahumara forever, since before Born to Run. I've seen them at events here in the U.S., so I'm really enthused to go to their home and hopefully just share a glass of water, a small conversation. I'm really looking forward to that and just take in the beauty of the area. That's uh, that's my goal, you know.
Mark, welcome. Those of you, Mark and I have been friends for many years. We've been involved with running events for years and years. And what a pleasure it is, an honor for me, Mark, to have you travel along with us. I'm so excited to share this place and these people with you. We're going to have a great time. Thank you for being here.
Yeah.
Drew, uh, what's your story? Drew, introduce yourself. What's your first and last name? Where are you? And why are you doing this?
I'm Drew Roan, and I also live about a mile from Mark, so in the Ojai area. I I've just enjoyed being on trails with the likes of you, Mark, and many others that we've been able to meet, and some of the folks from Tarahumara have come up this way, and it's been a pleasure to just be with them. And I'd like to learn more about, what their reality is, and that it just seemed like the right time to take this opportunity for an adventure and just a cultural reach out. I really enjoy being around people that enjoy being out on trails and just grounded.
Well, yeah, you're in the right place. If you've been to the Born to Run Ultra Marathon or any of the events that we host in Santa Barbara, San Luis Obispo, and you've had a chance to interact with the Tarahumara folks that come and join us, um, got to give credit to again Michael and Kimberly and the community around us that help finance that. They get help these people with the logistics, getting all their documentation, physically getting them there. It's a big process to get these folks to come from deep in the canyons all the way to Los Olivos or San Luis Obispo. Yeah, Drew, you're in the exact right place. Uh, welcome, both of you, Mark and Drew. So before we go to Ray and Raul, Michael, Kimberly, talk about the festival that we're going to experience because the race on Sunday starts and finishes in the community of Saracawi in the town. Um, and it's super special. Talk about that.
Sure. So Saracawi is this small little pueblo up in the Sierra. It's not at the highest point, it's a little down, but it's kind of a mesa area. It's this kind of magical little valley with kind of the smaller mountains around you. And where we'll be staying once we reach into this part of the series, just up the hill, up the mountain from this. It was a Raramuri community for, they at least know since the 1400s. In the late 1600s, the Jesuits came and they built a mission. And I think it was like 1680 or something when this mission, this Iglesia, was first created. And in the late 1800s or early 1900s, a Jesuit padre named Andreas Laura rebuilt the mission. So the community created a festival about, I think this is the 13th or 14th annual festival that honors Padre Andreas Laura. So it's the Andreas Laura Festival. It's awesome. So it's like the whole community. I mean, this isn't a big town. Saracawi itself is maybe 600 people. In the surrounding area, you get a few hundred more or so, but everybody comes together and it's a weekend of music and dance and fun. And this race is a big part of it. And there's going to be a kids race and some other fun that goes on down there. So it's very festive. And the ending is pretty special to it. Um, there's going to be a donkey with a pot of corned beer on the back, and we're going to drink it and walk around with torches and listen to a band, and it's going to feel like you're in some place that's not part of any land you've been to. It's special. It's pretty cool, and you'll get a chance to see not just the local Raramuri community, but the local Mexican national folks that live there. This is their lands too. You're going to find out. We're going to talk a lot about this. You have like the Mexican national communities tend to be in these little pueblos throughout the Sierra, right? So they're down in Urique or they're at this little Saracawi. Raramuri communities are scattered throughout the Sierra, and none of them are large. There's no such thing as a large Raramuri community. And for the most part, while there is some Raramuri peoples within these little pueblos, the national pueblos, they don't live there. They live in little ranchitos, little small communities scattered, as I said, about the Sierra. And the biggest of those are maybe a few hundred. Most of them are 50, 75. So like a school we're going to visit. Am I rambling? Are you out? She's I'm getting elbowed. What the hell was I talking about? What were we supposed to talk about? Forgot what I was going to say. Festival. It's
The
cool.
festival.
We're going to have fun. You didn't do it quietly. She elbowed me. 42 years putting up with that shit. Here's my line. Well, I can run long because I know how to suffer. I've been married for 42 years.
Michael, you're talking out loud right now.
All right. Thought I was on mute.
Listen, the point of all of that is this festival that you are going to experience. Again, this is not something that we created for you. This is not something that they created for you. In fact, we're invited, but this isn't for you. These people aren't performing for you. They're not going to be wearing costumes. They're not dancing. This is not something that they set up for the gringo tourists. This is what they do. And you're going to go right into the heart of it. You're going to be celebrating with these people doing what they do.
Yep.
Been to the finish of New York, Boston, Western States, Big Sur, whatever. Those festivals are cool. This is the real deal. This race is one of my favorite finish lines of all time. Ray Johnson and Raul Martin, introduce yourselves. We could barely see you. You're in silhouette. There you go. Hello.
I know. Yeah, the room is dark. Hi, everyone. I'll go first. Hi, I'm Ray Johnson. Actually, Ray is my legal name, but it's short for Ray Marie. But so I've gone by Ramey since I was a child. I put it on as Ray because that's legal, but my name is Ramey, everyone. Anyway, nice to meet you. Nice to see you again, Louis. Yes.
Nice
And Kimberly and Michael, so nice to see you. I don't have much of a story other than I've only been involved in one race event, trail event, and that was the Born to Run of this year. I went with Raul and his group as a crew, and I fell in love with it. First time you've heard those words, right, Louis? Do I get an A+ for originality? Anyway, so I was in the stage area where Louis made me dance for my wallet. Remember, I misplaced my wallet.
Oh. Yeah. I didn't make you, Ramey. I think we as a community gave you the opportunity.
Oh, yes, you did. Yes, you did. You certainly did. Wonderful opportunity. Anyway, so shortly thereafter, Louis began speaking about this trip to Chihuahua. And immediately I just knew it was for me. So I hollered, my bags will be packed. And anyway, he just directed me to Kimberly and Michael. And I sat and just, I had this spiritual calling and talking to Kimberly and Michael for the time that we did. It just was so solidified that this was a trip for me. It encompasses what everybody has said, the draw to the culture, to the environment, to the people, to the event, to the history. And again, taking it back to Kimberly, Michael, and Louis, the three of you, just how I felt that day up at BTR this year, just talking about it, I just knew I had to go. So that's my whole story. I'm not quite a runner though. I'm a fast walker and a hiker, but not a runner.
Hi everybody, I'm Raul Martin, and I've been running since about 1999. Runner, triathlon, marathon coach. Started ultra distance in 2009 and never looked back. I've been Born to Run since I think 2018, every year since you've had it. And a wonderful experience. I think I've done every distance there is there at one time or another. And like Ramey said, she said, come on, you got to talk to Kim and Mike. And sure enough, the excitement was there. And she said, let's do it. So that's why I'm going. My parents are both from the state of Guadalajara, so I am bilingual. I'm not as fluent, but I can speak enough Spanish to get by. And I'm just really excited to be a part of this group, this culture. It sounds like a great way to give back also to I guess, some part of my heritage, being Hispanic. So I'm excited to be part of this group.
Welcome.
I also forgot to say I'm from Downey, California.
Oh, yeah.
So yeah, hi
We
everybody.
both are. And Rami and I are just really, really good friends. So
Well, to your point also, and what Harold mentioned, and Raul, what you just said, I'm a third generation Mexican. My grandparents are from Mexico, but I'm so distant from it, from my heritage. I don't even speak Spanish. I'm going to guide you into the heart of the Sierra Tarahumara, and I barely speak any Spanish. When I go there, when you go there, Harold, Raul, you're gonna you're gonna say, "This is where I'm from. This is where my heritage is." You can't help but to feel that and to understand that. That's a big part of why I enjoy going there. We're in for a great, beautiful experience. So back to the festival and the donkey and the corn beer. It's called Tesquino. This is not a drinking trip. However, it happens. There's zero pressure to do anything. We're not going to Cancun. We're not going to Cabo San Lucas. We're not doing tequila shots. You can, but that's not what we're doing. But part of travel, I think, is to experience the culture, the food, the dance, the music, the drink, the local stuff. So you'll learn more about this later, but this Tesquino on the donkey, it's part of the ceremony. It's very rustic. Is that the right word, Michael? It's a fermented drink. It's not distilled, it's fermented. And yeah, I think rustic is the right word. But I want to tell you this. If you do like to drink, and if you want to have one of the best margaritas that you've ever had in your life at Saracawi, in the town center, right where the finish line is, there's a hotel. And what is the name of that hotel?
The Mission.
The Mission.
Mission Hotel.
Uh, Not as swanky, but I would say rivals the Four Seasons Biltmore in Montecito. It's that type of a place. Really, really pretty. A beautiful dining room and a very nice little bar. You go there, bring a couple extra dollars with you, sit down there and order a margarita. It's not going to be in a blender, none of that. They're going to make it from scratch, real fruit. It's wonderful. Michael, Kimberly, you guys have margaritas there?
Usually have the wine there. The
Mm.
wine's
Wine.
good too.
I need to. I bet they do leche guia margaritas too. We'll have those up top too. So, oh
Well,
yeah.
again, this is not a drinking trip, but however, we're there to experience everything, or I am, and yeah, try to sample everything. Let's move to Michael, and I don't know you, Michael. Michael Prentice. Did I pronounce that correctly?
Yep, that's right.
Where are you
Hi,
from?
everyone. Nice to meet you all. I'm from New Zealand, but living in Mexico City, along with the
Okay.
Millers for the for the minute, it sounds like.
Yeah.
I actually joined probably by accident this adventure. I signed up just last week, I think. And it was after I was training for a road marathon and realized that it had sold out months ago, and I was an idiot. So, and then I was looking around for other events, and I'd gotten into trail running years ago and did a bunch of ultras, but stopped in about 7 years ago. Um, and so this will be my return to running along after a bit of a gap. And it may have been Born to Run, which got me into the whole thing originally. It was I'd done road events for a while and then started on the trail, and then this is so much better than than the road, like the people, the places you go, the nature. Like just loved all that and wanted to read more about it and read Born to Run and was just immediately just swept away with all the stories and the feeling behind it all. And to have this event, the timing working out, being not still fairly far, but not too far from Chihuahua, like, and just really looking forward to it. So I'm happy to be here.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Again, you're in for an incredible experience. This is a running event like nothing that you've done before. It's absolutely beautiful. Happy to have you along with us, Michael. Adrian, how about introduce yourself? Where are you from? Where are you right now? What do you want out of this thing, Adrian?
My name is Adrian Vigil. I'm in Greeley, Colorado as well. Uh, I ran the Kauai Marathon last year, and part of the experience as I was running is I saw the native folks and how their culture was part of the race. And I felt such a sense of community. And by the time I hit the finish line, I thought I have to find this for myself. I want to run in Mexico. My mom's grandmother is from Mexico. So, and that's how I ended up. And I couldn't find any events. Was talking to a buddy about Copper Canyon, and just happened to Google it, and this event came up, and I was like so excited that I found this event, and I'm really looking forward to it. I've never been out of the country myself either, and I've never been to Mexico, and I do speak conversational Spanish, and I've only ran marathons on the road, so I'm excited. It's
Those of you that didn't get a chance to listen to the conversation that Adrian and I recorded a couple of weeks ago, it's the Road Dog podcast. We put a link to that in the WhatsApp group, and I'll put that back in there. Or Adrian, if you could do it right now as you're here, if you can find a link to that, put it in the WhatsApp, and maybe put it in this group chat as well. If you want to get to know Adrian, learn a little bit about his history, his amazing journey. This is about an hour conversation, and you'll have a deeper appreciation for Adrian and how he got to where he is, and the time he's going to spend with us.
I'd like to just chime in real quick, say that I listened to that podcast, and Adrian, you did a fantastic job. It was a great podcast. So just wanted to chime in on that. And one thing, Adrian, you had one concern that you kind of mentioned in that podcast, and I want to tell you that you're not alone. So
okay.
Anyway, that's it. Thanks.
That's sweet.
And that's back to my point that
Yeah.
this is not a party trip. Not everybody is there to. Nobody has to drink. All right, we're just going to do what we're going to do. Everybody's going to be comfortable. It's going to be a wonderful experience. Promise you. Uh, Alejandro, what's your story, man? Where are you? What are you doing here? What do you want to do?
Hi, everybody. My name is Alejandro Castellan. I live in San Francisco, and I think I've lived long enough here to consider myself a San Franciscan. I was actually born in New York. My parents are Mexican from Puebla, specifically down the south central part of Mexico. I consider myself also very much Mexican. I go to Mexico like 4 times a year, and I lived there also when I was a kid for a bit. So very much love Mexico, and I go back every time I can. And so I've always wanted to go to the Copper Canyons, and I've also been running for 14 years now, mainly half marathons and marathons. For the first year this year, I ran my first trail marathon, the Grizzly Peak here in Berkeley, which was the toughest race that I've ever done. And then I did the 52-mile ultra marathon in San Francisco. So this year has been like the year of running, but I think specifically this race, I really liked when I heard about it because I've always done solo racing, solo training. Running has always been sort of like a solo endeavor, and I really want to know what it means to be part of a running community, what it means to be part of a community that really loves running. And I think that when I saw this week-long um, thing here with the Copper Canyons, I thought that this is something that I will get what I'm looking for in that regard.
Welcome. I'm very happy that you're here with us, Alejandro. You're in for a wonderful experience. You want to be part of the community. It's gonna happen, bud, for sure, 100%. Ross, before we get to you, Michael, and Kimberly, let's talk about the running events. So, like I said, there's a half marathon, a full marathon, and a 60K. And when you signed up, those of you that signed up through Ultra Sign Up, maybe you at that time had to declare what distance you're going to be in. That's not set in stone, right? You can run any one of those distances. Is that right, Michael?
It is, and these all of the runs are challenging. I mean, if you've they're challenging, but also the half marathon could be hiked, right? There's plenty of time. It is the course is a mix of kind of old logging roads, so it'll feel like a wide trail. They're not necessarily the best. So if you're thinking a nice smooth gravel, they're not smooth gravel. They kind of, in a way, feel like a nice trail, and it would just wide. Still have some bumps, and single track. And in town, there's a little bit of pavement, but it is a mix. The trails will be nice and smooth, and some it will be insanely technical, where your downhill is slower than your uphill in the steep areas. So the good news, and ojalá it keeps up. The rains have been wonderful in the Sierra this year so far. We need this month to continue for them to be wonderful, but it's super important. Water is life, and it's definitely life in the Sierra. For us, that also means maybe some of the creeks will still have nice water to get to play in. The waterfall will be spectacular, and everything's going to be green and beautiful. It's my favorite month of the year in the Sierra. We've been probably every month of the year at different times, and everything's green. The rivers are flowing. It should be awesome.
And I'll answer that question. You can change your mind up until the day of the race. So
Yeah.
if you change your mind and want to do the marathon or the half marathon because you take a look at how technical things are, just as long as you do so before the start of the race.
Yeah. Yep.
Let me say this as well. You've paid this registration fee, you're in this race, but I think it might be better to come with the attitude of it's a run, it's a group run.
Yep.
If you want to race, you want to test yourself against these indigenous folks, yeah, go for it.
Give
But
it a shot.
give it a shot. But sort of change your mindset. Like, I don't think that you should think of this as your A race of the year. Maybe save that for racing later. Consider this an incredible opportunity to immerse yourself in the Copper Canyons and run alongside of indigenous people on their footpaths. If you burn through this, or you're trying to beat people and you're constantly looking at your watch and your Strava and all that shit, I don't know. You might be missing it a little bit. Take a breath, slow down, get to the starting line, enjoy where you are.
And
Go
I,
ahead.
I always find most people, even that come in thinking that, in the week that they want to do it, I'm here to have a good run and all that too. Come Sunday morning, day of the run, all that's gone. They're like, I'm gonna go out here and enjoy this time in nature and in these beautiful lands. And Lewis said it. Some of these trails that we're on, I mean, I talk about this, Western States is what, 45 years old. I'm not knocking Western States. These trails have been ran for hundreds of years. These are the footpaths. This is how these people around. You are going to be on. I mean, the one trail that comes up the waterfall to where we are at the lodge that goes down into Sarakawi, one of the most important trails that have been around. It's water source, and you'll see some natural cheer. We have lots to talk about, but these are trails that have history. The Raramuri, like the Navajo, they feel that when you run on these lands, you're helping to keep them alive. You're sharing your energy, your sweat with that dust, and it's a blessing. And that's what's going to become important. No, you're not going to give a shit about. You're not going to give a shit about your pace or your watch or whatever. The time and do it. Yeah. So enjoy that trail. You can come run whatever you want. You can walk. You can hike. There's nothing formal about this, and yet our agenda is going to be similar like that. So if the expectation is everything is well, just change your mindset. We go with the flow. It's the Sierra Tarahumara, the run, the agenda, the things. We're there to immerse ourselves in the Sierra and get away from all the other stuff, right? Whatever that is. It's just beautiful food and beautiful music and beautiful people and nature. And there's no politics and there's no traffic and you don't need any emails and all that shit, right? So this is a special week. Get away. You deserve it. You've earned it. And it's going to be fun.
Okay, Ross, what do you think about all that? Introduce yourself. Where are you? What do you want to do here? What are you doing here, Ross?
This all sounds amazing. This last bit, I mean, this is what I'm here for. I'm in Oakland, California, Canadian, but been living down here for about 10 years. So just across the bridge from San Francisco. Um, Been running for a few years now, mostly trail. Every time I try running on the road, I just get injured. So I run on the trail. I like being in the woods, like being in the mountains. Long time, spent most of my life as a mountain biker. I've been all over, raced across Mongolia, across the Alps, done all kinds of crazy mountain bike stuff, and um, been to a lot of places, seen a lot of people, and really, really excited for this trip. Um, I was inspired by Born to Run long before I actually started running. I think I just, I think it's a book that transcends the sport, and um, so yeah, keen to be down there, see how the Raramuri run, and hang out with all of you. Yeah,
Wonderful. Welcome. I'm happy
thanks.
that you're here. I think your expectations are going to be met for sure, especially with the connection to the book Born to Run. I'm telling you guys, we're going to go to some of the exact towns, and I can, you know, I was there. I can remember, and I can show you some of the places that maybe you read about in the book, and I can uh, sort of narrate and tell you where we were, what we did in these places that you read about. I'm very excited to do that. Uh, let's talk about expectations. We talked a little bit about the race. This is not a polished production, right? It's a small town, very small town uh, event that again is owned and operated by these folks. So sort of lower your temperature on what you're expecting from the race. The aid stations, there's not going to be uh, spring energy. There's going to be oranges and apples. There's going to be water. There's not going to be heat. There's not going to be any of that. There's going to be corn, pinole. So, bring if you need those things, bring them with you. But I would encourage you to don't bring any of that stuff. Just come and experience what they're doing there. That'd be my advice. And then expectations for the whole trip. Um, Lower those expectations a little bit as well. We're in Mexico. We're in a remote, developing part of the country of Mexico. We're going to be staying in great places. Going to be clean. Food's going to be good. But you might go turn on the shower in the morning, and guess what? Hot water's not coming out. Maybe there's cold water maybe there's no water coming out. So then you go next door. Hey, Raul, can I use your shower? Yeah, man, come on in. So it's going to be like that. We're going to adjust, we're going to adapt, and we're just going to go with it. It's Mexico. It always works out somehow or another. You think this isn't going to happen, it happens. All right, just be prepared for anything. Nadia, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Oh, can you introduce yourself and tell us where are you? And uh, I know that you're traveling with your father. What do you guys want out of this?
Yes, hi everyone. My name is Nadia. I'm in LA and I'm coming to the Copper Canyons event with my dad. So it's going to be really, really special. He's not here. He's actually in Ecuador right now, trying to decompress and visit family. I went to actually met Michael at a race when I did my first 51K in the road, and I had told Lisa story behind this, and he came up on me like it's a race that starts at midnight on the road, and I just passed the 26-mile mark, and because like never gone that distance, I was already breaking down mentally. And he came up, he's like, "Let's go! You're in first place. Come on!" And he really encouraged me to kind of just push myself. And ever since then, he's always said it like, "Oh, this is F1, F1," and it was an amazing introduction to Michael, and that's where I learned what him and Kimberly were doing. And he's like, "You know what? You need to come out to Caballo Blanco." And we're going out, we're taking a group, and you got to experience this. He's like, just come experience it. So I was like, okay. And that was in 2018. By far the most special treat. I think the only regret was I didn't bring my dad. Unfortunately, I couldn't bring him at that time. And it's just memorized because I love books, and it feels like everything comes alive, and you're just in a peaceful place. You're around peaceful beings, and it brings so much peace to you. And it's just such a wonderful experience to be around. So I kept telling myself to come back, and I wanted to come back, and I didn't come back until, and not yet, until finally the opportunity came up. And I told my dad, his birthday's coming up. He's going to be turning 68 and October 27th. So right the day after the race. And I go, "Do you want to go to Copper Canyons?" He's like, "Yes, let's go." Let's go. So he already pledged to himself. He's like, "I'm doing the marathon. I'm doing the marathon for my birthday." And so I'm going to help him along. He's been my running buddy, my best friend. We've been running now for about 29 years. So we've been going on adventures, and it's amazing to see him. He started running at age 40. That was his first marathon. And now seeing his progression in 40s and 50s and now 60s. And, when he does approach 70, I want to keep him healthy and moving as long as I can.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, Nadia, and I'm very excited to spend some time with you and your father. I think that this trip is going to resonate with him in a different way than all of us, and I'm very excited to see his reaction to everything that we're about to experience. It's going to be great.
Very excited.
Kimberly, let's talk about food. So, part of your registration included ground transportation, lodging. I like to say most meals. I
Most meals, yep.
there's going to be times when you might wander off and like, oh, I'm going to go over here and eat something. You might buy something on your own, but we're going to feed you. Kimberly, can you talk a little bit about expectations with food?
So most of the meals are pre-planned and through the hotels or lodges, and we'll all be eating basically the same thing. However, if you do have some special needs, please feel free to reach out to me. You have my WhatsApp phone number there, and I can work with vegetarian, vegan, as long as I can get information to the hotel or lodge ahead of time. Um, but again, try to be a little flexible with that. You may want to bring a couple things on your own just to make sure you have what you need. The understanding of vegan and vegetarian isn't as great as I would wish. I'm vegetarian myself. So just be willing to be a little flexible with that too, or bring a few things that you might want to have just in case.
So,
I,
any concerns about food, dietary restrictions, challenges, talk to Kimberly, and she will help resolve those issues. You got something, Michael?
yeah, I want to add too. Kimberly will get mad at me, but so she's elbowing, you'll notice. I don't think anybody can break the record, but we have a day where it's my day because I want to see you will not feel well later, but that's part of the pleasure. We have a gordita eating contest.
Don't do it.
I know Alejandro, you visit Mexico often. We've been to 80 Pueblo Magicals, every state in Mexico, all around. The best gorditas are in the Sierra Tarahumara. And we're going to have a day where we have a gordita eating contest. So you eat the gordita, you pick among, 8 or 9 different things. So bring your stomach, a couple Alka-Seltzer maybe, and we're gonna have that. But we'll definitely have opportunity to have some of the traditional foods of the Sierra. The Sierra isn't known necessarily as a Mexican cuisine. You're not Oaxaca, you're not in the Ciudad de Mexico. It's corn and it's beans and things of that nature, but we'll eat well. I mean, it's the Sierra. So always 3 meals, and there's places before we get to the lodge, we'll talk about to grab snacks and stuff along the way, but we'll participate in we'll get some Mennonite cheese when we're in Cuauhtemoc, and we'll do all the Sierra Tarahumara foods and beverages as well. So
We at our next meeting, we're going to talk about travel details, step by step, day by day, uh, how it's all going to go. Everything is planned out, and we follow that plan pretty closely. Things change for sure, but we do have a plan. Um, I used to bring all kinds of things from home. I was worried about food, so I would bring Snickers bars, and I would bring chips, and I would bring all this stuff, and I'd kind of hide it in my suitcase, and I'd bring it thinking I would have emergency food. It's not necessary to do that. We're going to be in Chihuahua City, and then on the 20th, we're going to get into a bus and a van, or a van, and we're going to drive to Guatemoc, which is the town that Michael was talking about. It's about an hour drive, and we're going to go to a big supermarket. It's called the El Super, and everything that you need is inside of that market. Bring some money, cash, and buy your emergency food there. You can get water, drinks. He talked about this Mennonite cheese. It's awesome. Guatemoc is in the middle of the farming region in Chihuahua. They're known for apples and other fruits. So we're going to go to this supermarket at that time. We're going to go in there as a group, and you can buy everything that you need to take with you into the canyon. Okay, and we'll talk about that in more detail at our next meeting. But as long as I'm on it, let me tell you this part. Mexico, in the Tarahumara, in the Sierra Tarahumara, the coffee, it's instant coffee at most of the places. So they're going to give you Nescafe. If you're a coffee drinker, every morning I'm going to host coffee with the cruise director. You come to my cabin or wherever I'm at, and we'll make proper coffee. So well, I would encourage you, if you're a coffee drinker, bring your mug, and maybe bring a bag of coffee from home. If you need Pete's or Starbucks or whatever it is, maybe bring that, and then we'll boil water, and we'll have a couple of big French presses, and we'll make proper coffee each morning. All right, we can talk about that more in detail later on. Fagundes. I am so happy to have you here, Brian. Thank you so much for trusting us and taking this big step and going down there with us. Introduce yourself, Brian. What's your name? Where are you from? What do you expect out of this?
Hey everyone, I'm Brian Fagundes. I was born and raised in Hanford, California, and I'm currently on a ranch in Pescadero, so south of Half Moon Bay. So I'm a wildlife ecologist who works with farmers and ranchers and small timber foresters on conservation projects. And I've studied and lived abroad all over the place, mainly in East and Central Asia and Europe. And so a lot of the purpose behind my travels and research is understanding how cultures across the globe have come to live in the places that they call home. So I've done research on Tibetan and Himalayan communities that have formed these deep relationships with those places. And so that's what's really attracts me to the whole Copper Canyons is this deep connection with nature, the spiritual components of it. I just look forward to I'm an ultra runner. I've done 100 4-day thing at Born to Run a few years, and my main running, I guess, philosophy is connecting with the land, the water, the trees, the animals. So that's what I'm really excited is just experience this magical place that is the Copper Canyons. And I'm excited to share it with all of you.
Beautiful, Brian. I also believe that this trip is going to resonate with you. All of us, we're all coming from different communities, different professions. I know there's educators here. I think Adrian is a plumber, Brian with his biology background. We're all going to be coming at this from different perspectives. And if you've enjoyed this hour, you're going to love this trip because we're going to do this each night. At the end of the day, we'll all get together somewhere by a fire and we can just share our experiences and our perspectives of what we saw and how we saw it. You guys, this is way more than running. This is going to be fantastic. You're going to love it. Uh, I am going to put in the chat right now, and this has already been in the WhatsApp group, but this is my personal travel itinerary. Again, we're going to talk travel details on our next trip. But here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to depart from Santa Barbara, California on October 18th. So it's a day before most of you are going to arrive. You can show up in Chihuahua whenever you want. The trip starts the night of the 19th, right? Is that true, Michael Kimberly? Is there lodging is included that night? Night one, day zero? Well, they confirmed that. You're on mute, Michael. Still on mute. There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're on mute again. You're on mute.
Unmute. I hit unmute.
Kimberly, take control of the
Yes,
computer.
the first night before we leave the Sierra, we are at the Quality Inn San Francisco. Okay, so then that night's included in the package. The Quality Inn San Francisco is right in Centro Chihuahua. It's not Chihuahua, Chihuahua. And it's great to walk around. So we'll all round up and walk around and eat some tacos and get to know each other and talk a little bit about Pancho Villa and all the history of Chihuahua.
So night one is October 19.
Correct.
Quality Inn, Chihuahua, San Francisco is what it's called. It's double occupancy, which means there's going to be two of you in a room. So some of you are already paired up. Those of you that are not, we can decide who's going to be with who. If you don't like that idea, I guess you can get your own room. Totally cool. But it will be double occupancy on night one. That's the 19th. So I'm going to arrive on the 18th. Some of you, I think, are on my same travel schedule. So the night of the 18th, you want to go on a walking tour of downtown Chihuahua, go visit a couple of restaurants. I'd be honored to guide you. The next morning, the 19th, usually get up, go for an easy run around town as a group or individually, whatever. The travelers, you guys will start arriving on the 19th. We'll meet at the Quality Inn Chihuahua, and you'll spend the night there. We'll go have dinner together. Yeah, Kimberly?
Yeah, it's the 20th.
Monday the 20th.
Monday the 20th is when we're in Chihuahua night,
The first
right?
night. Yep, on the agenda.
Is it the 20th?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I thought we were departing Chihuahua on the morning of the 20th.
the 21st.
Okay, all right.
So, Louis, the walking tour that you just referenced, would that still be on the 18th, 2 days earlier on Saturday? Or
I'm rolling in on the 18th, and we will have the entire day of the 19th available to just hang out, visit some museums. We can go to Pancho Villa's house, which is always a great experience. So, yes, all day on the 19th. If you're there that early, we'll all get together. You'll be paying for your own room that night. But if you want to have a group experience, go for a run, go for a walk, go visit some restaurants. I know my way around. We'll go do that.
Can you put the link on there?
A link to the hotel.
Oh, sorry, we're not on mute.
And then I was mistaken. So it's the 21st. We're going to get into a van or a bus, depending on the number of people that we have. And then we're going to travel as a group. And we're going to move on to Guatemoc. And then from there, we're going to go into the Mission Tarahumara. Is that where we're going to stay the first night?
We are at the Mansión Tarahumara in Areponapuchi or Divisadero, which is kind of it's the first kind of where you hit it. It's actually the Copper Canyon system is named after the Copper canyons because it's plural, because there are 5 big canyon systems and much smaller ones. But the system got its name from this one, which is actually probably one of the third, or probably the third most impressive canyon system. So I don't know why they did that, but it is the Bronco del Cobre. And we spent 2 nights there. So,
Our meals will be family style. We'll all sit at big tables together. Well, not every meal is family style. They might bring you individual meals at that place, but there's other times where we'll just walk into a place and are you hungry? Yes, and they bring you food. It's like that. Um, yes, the night of the 19th is your own personal responsibility. Okay, outbound. I'm skipping this whole week. We'll talk about that in detail later on. But my arrival date is the 18th that evening. I'll have all day of the 19th to interact with all of you, the 20th, and then we depart on the 21st. Outbound. We're going to run on Sunday. And then Monday morning, we're going to get up very early. We're going to get back into the vans and we're going to do the long travel back to Chihuahua City. And we'll arrive probably around 4 or 5 p.m. on Monday. Do not plan to depart the airport in Chihuahua on that night, the 27th. There's too many factors, there's too many things that could occur on that trip. Don't risk it. So make your outbound travel on the 28th or after. I'll be departing very early on the morning of the 28th. It's a 20-minute taxi ride from the hotel to the airport, and we'll talk about how to make that happen on our next meeting. But that's my plan. I arrive on the 18th and I depart on the 28th. And you're welcome to follow along with my itinerary if you like. I asked for an hour. We're right at an hour. I want to absolutely respect your time. However, Michael, Kimberly, and myself, we're here. We're available all night long. If you want to ask questions, you want to chat, let's do it. Let's maybe not get too deep into travel details tonight because I want to save that till we're all together again on our next meeting. I think I'll finish by saying, again, in 2006, I had this incredible opportunity to travel there for the very first time with my father and the group of people that inspired Christopher's book, Born to Run. It's part of that trip. It was part of that journey. And that was February 2006. And I'm still on that journey all of these years later. This is something that absolutely changed the direction of my life. It led me to all of you. It led me to meet incredible people from all around the world. And I'm just so happy and fortunate to be returning again and to share it with all of you. I take this very seriously, and I think that you will also. So thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting us. Kimberly, Michael, anything to add to that?
I just want to say I'm really excited for this to happen, excited to get to know all of you, and super excited to get to share some of the culture and experiences in the Sierra Tarahumara with y'all.
yeah, I'm sure you get to meet a lot of the community. You know, Arnolfo's going to be with us, Manuel, Miguel. You're gonna get a chance to meet these legendary, humble, kind, shy, wonderful human beings, and gonna get to experience some of this beautiful country. It's a magical place. You know, it's Harold, if you get stuck, it's not a bad thing, brother. I got to tell you, we're here 10 months a year and wander up. We've been all over. I love these lands. I love these people, the culture, the thing. Mexicana en mi corazón, brother. It's okay, you know.
All right. Well, that concludes that. Again, tonight was just an introduction, get to know each other a little bit. I would encourage you to get on that WhatsApp group and let's start talking. Where are you from? What are you doing? What do you do for a living? What are you expecting here? Let's get to know each other. This is, again, it's about running, but it has nothing to do with running, and it has everything to do with running. If you have any general questions, let's go. Let's hear it. What do you got? Okay. Tempo para una cerveza, I suppose. Anybody? Awesome. I recorded this. I will put this on YouTube and I will put a link into the WhatsApp group. If you want to revisit it, go for it. If you want to share it, do it. It's not too late. If you have any friends that want to join us, we got space. We don't want the trip to get too big, um, but we still have room. And so don't hesitate. And if you have any friends that have any questions, have them contact me or Michael or Kimberly. If people have any reservations, I know there's some people have fear. No problem. Talk with Michael and Kimberly, myself, and we can probably address any of those questions or reservations. That's it.
Great.
All right.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you, everybody.
All
Nice
right.
meeting
Good to meet
everybody.
y'all.
Bye.
Awesome,
Thank
guys.
you,
We'll
Louis.
talk to you
Thank you,
soon.
everybody.
Good
Bye,
night.
See you on
everybody.
WhatsApp.
Michael.
All right, bye-bye.
We'll be in touch. All right. Turning it off. Bye, everybody.